What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report for Wednesday, April 1st, 2015, delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RayMelo, or on Twitter at The Enter Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Andrew Getty, the grandson of oil baron J. Paul Getty, was found dead in his Los Angeles home on Tuesday. Getty, who was 47, was discovered in his home in the 2900 block of Montcalm Avenue in the Hollywood Hills near Mulholland Drive, according to the Los Angeles Police Department. An LAPD spokesman told the LA Times that the death did, quote, not appear to be a criminal act. A law enforcement source told the Times that Getty was found naked from the waist down in the bathroom of his Hollywood Hills estate Tuesday and appeared to have suffered from some type of blunt force trauma. It's unclear whether the injury was caused by a fall or something else. LAPD Commander Andrew Smith, a department spokesman, said it was, quote, very, very early in the investigation, but based on initial observations, this does not appear immediately to be a criminal act. Los Angeles County Coroner's Assistant Chief Ed Winter told the Associated Press that Getty's death appears to be from natural causes, but officials need to await the results of further examination and toxicology tests, which could take up to 10 weeks. Winter said, the tentative information that we do have is that he was not feeling good for the last couple of months. And, quote, he supposedly had an appointment on Wednesday with a personal physician. 2 weeks prior to his death, Getty sought a restraining order against an unnamed woman, per the Los Angeles Times. Andrew was the second son born to Gordon and Ann Getty, philanthropists and San Francisco socialites. He wrote and directed an independent horror film called The Storyteller, starring Sean Patrick Flanery and Brianna Brown in 2005. In addition to being a namesake for LA landmark, the Getty Museum, the Getty family has deep ties to Hollywood. Andrew's first cousin, Aileen, is a renowned AIDS activist who most recently chaired the 2014 Armed Fire Inspiration Gala with CAA's Brian Lard, which honored designers Tom Ford. Co-chairs included Matt Bomer, Courtney Cox, Michael Patrick King, Rita Wilson, and Tom Hanks. Andrew's second cousin is actor Balthazar Getty, known for his role on ABC's dramas Brothers and Sisters. He'll next serve as the narrator for the educational documentary Unity. Joni Mitchell, who rose to fame with songs such as Both Sides Now and Big Yellow Taxi, was hospitalized on Tuesday after responders arrived at her Los Angeles home where the 71-year-old musician was found unconscious. According to a notice on her website, Joni was found unconscious in her home this afternoon. She regained consciousness on the ambulance ride to an LA area hospital. She is currently in intensive care undergoing tests and is awake and is in good spirits. More updates to come as we hear them, light a candle, and sing a song. Let's all send good wishes her way. It was unclear what prompted the medical emergency. A spokesman for the Los Angeles Fire Department told the Wrap that the first responders arrived at a residence in the 600 block of Funchal Road in Los Angeles in response to an emergency call shortly after 2:30 p.m., but the Los Angeles Fire Department would not confirm the identity of the individual who was treated. Mitchell, who was born Roberta Joan Anderson in Canada, became a household name among the Woodstock generation, winning a Grammy Award in the Best Folk Performance for her 1969 album Clouds. Mitchell's 1974 Court and Spark, her most successful, was certified double platinum. She went on to win a total of 8 Grammys during her career. A representative for Mitchell has not yet responded to the Rap's request for comment. 3 pedestrians were injured on Tuesday night when they were hit by a car that was involved in a film set. The vehicle was traveling on the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu, California at around 8 p.m. and was part of an unspecific film set located next to where the crash took place, according to KMBC News, Los Angeles. The victims were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department deputies said, and at least one of them had to be airlifted from the scene. Eastbound lanes of the PCH were closed Tuesday evening as police investigated the accident. Responding to the comedy controversy sparked by past Trevor Noah jokes about Jews and women, Daily Show correspondent Aasif Mandvi poured cold water on the whole thing. This correspondent said in a Lincoln event Tuesday, "I think it's more a question about Twitter. I think it's much ado about nothing. First of all, the guy made some sort of, off-color irresponsible tweets, but he was trying to be funny. Some of the jokes Mandvi think were off-color and irresponsible included slights against Israel, poking fun at overweight women, and sexual jokes about Jewish chicks. But Mandvi thinks the jokes land better with certain age groups, and the controversy is more about Twitter than Noah. He said, "I think the millennials understand this more than the people who are sort of upset about this, which is this sense of what is Twitter in our culture. Is Twitter just a constant sort of, is it just disposable? You know what I mean. There's going to be a president candidate 25 years from now who's going to be running for president. Are we going to go back and look at his Twitter feed from when he was 14 years old? Because he's going to have a lot of really stupid things in there, The Anti-Defamation League came out on Tuesday supporting Noah, but cautioned for him not to cross the line. Abraham Foxman said on Tuesday, "We welcome Trevor Noah to his new endeavor at The Daily Show and wish him success. We hope he will not cross the line from legitimate satire into offensiveness with jokes calling up anti-Semitic stereotypes and misogyny." For Noah's part, he tweeted not to reduce his comedy to a handful of jokes gone wrong. He tweeted, "To reduce my views to a handful of jokes that didn't land is not a true reflection of my character nor my evolution as a comedian." Mandvi concluded that culture and Twitter can descend into poking into every little thing artists have said in the past. He said, "It feels to me like, are we going to hold artists, comedians, whatever it is, responsible for stuff they say on Twitter? You can if you want, but I don't know what that means about our culture, He also added, "I don't think we've quite decided what does Twitter mean, because you could read that and act like he said that yesterday and it defines him now. Do we all want that? You know what I mean. Do you want your kids going into a job interview and being defined by the Facebook post they posted on Facebook when they were 15 years old?" During a CNN segment Tuesday night examining Trevor Noah's controversial jokes on Twitter, Don Lemon's panel erupted into chaos when discussing whether or not the new Daily Show host targeted African Americans. While a panel of comedians and writers debated the fine line between funny and offensive, comedian Jay Thomas took on the Twitter terrorists who attack and bring people like Noah down. He said, "I'm really proud of the fact that Comedy Central has backed him up and that Jon Stewart is backing him up too, because it would be wonderful to see someone not get fired for something on Twitter." Thomas continued by suggesting that if what Martha Stewart said Monday during the Justin Bieber roast was tweeted, her stock wouldn't have been cut in half, suggesting Twitter is a sea filled with sharks hunting for celebrities. Artie Lange argued that just because Trevor Noah made a couple of racially sensitive jokes doesn't mean he devalues African Americans. Lange countered, "But that's not for you to decide." Wendy Todd, a race blogger, shot back, "It's not for you to decide either, Wendy." Todd went on to say, as an African American being targeted and marginalized by Trevor Noah's jokes, she and people like her have the right to decide whether he's being funny or crossing the line. John Fugelsang told Todd he would take her to any comedy club in New York City where African Americans are making the same jokes as Trevor Noah. UConn's basketball head coach will not be allowed to travel to the Final Four in Indiana this weekend due to the anti-LGBT law. In support of Connecticut Governor Dan Malloy's state-funded travel ban to Indiana in response to the law, UConn President Susan Herbers won't allow head basketball coach Kevin Ollie travel to the Final Four, where many coaches whose teams aren't playing go to watch the game. In support of Governor Malloy's travel ban to the state of Indiana, Kevin Ollie and other members of the UConn men's basketball staff will not travel to Indianapolis for the NCAA Final Four and events surrounding it, Herbst said. UConn is a community that values all of our members and treats each person with the same degree of respect regardless of their background and beliefs, and will not tolerate any other behavior. The Indiana law has sparked a firestorm of controversy across media and sports, with the latter being impacted since college basketball's biggest weekend is being hosted in the state that the law was passed. On Tuesday, Indiana Governor Mike Pence announced he'll alter the law to specifically outlaw discrimination against LGBT people. He criticized the media for, quote, ridiculous reporting. He said, "Some of the national reporting on this has been ridiculous, claiming the media has misrepresented the law since it was passed and have been irresponsible. Many have called for the NCAA to pull the games from Indiana, including basketball legend and NBA NCAA analyst Charles Barkley. Showtime is bringing back awards darling House of Lies. The cable network announced Tuesday that its John Cheetah comedy will return for a fifth season in 2016. The renewal, which network president David Nivens alluded to at the Television Critics Association press tour in January, is for 10 half-hour episodes, down 2 from the show's standard 12-episode runs. It's unclear if season 5 of the comedy will be its last. Showtime Executive Vice President of Original Programming Gary Levin said, "When you have a gifted acting ensemble led by Don Cheetah and Smart, acerbic writing led by showrunner Matthew Carnahan, you expect something special, and House of Lies delivers for us each season." Said of the series that also stars Kristen Bell, Ben Schwartz, and Josh Lawson. In its fourth season, which concludes Sunday, House of Lies averaged 583,000 total viewers, off slightly year over year. But what the series may lack in same-day viewers, it makes up for a sturdy performer both on DVR and during award season, where Cheetah has earned 3 Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. Off Showtime's scripted comedy roster, only episodes is awaiting a renewal, with Nivens also indicating in January that he expects the Matt in the Block starer to return for a fifth season. House of Lies joins previous renewed Shameless, which again will compete as a comedy at the Emmys in the Pay Call Network's lineup, alongside the upcoming debut of Steve Coogan's entry Happy-ish and the newly ordered Andrew Dice Clay half-hour Dice, with the latter due in 2016. Veteran Nurse Jackie will sign off after its upcoming 7th and final season. The Walking Dead may have dominated the dial on Sunday night, but it did not stop HBO from setting a handsome record with its latest documentary premiere. Going Clear Is Scientology in the Prism of Belief, Alex Gibney's 2-hour expose on the Church of Scientology nabbed nearly 1.7 million viewers during its premiere telecast. And while that number is sure to grow once HBO Go plays, encores, and DVR views are taken into account, it already represents the network's most watched doc premiere since Spike Lee's 4-part When the Levee Breaks aired in 2006. The Hurricane Katrina featured nabbed 1.75 million viewers. It should be noted that Going Clear also comes shy of 2013's HBO's Beyonce documentary, Beyonce Life is But a Dream, 1.8 million viewers for the premiere, though that project was essentially a concert special. For a more recent comparison, Going Clear's audience also bests any individual same-day performance earned by Buzzy doc miniseries The Jinx. With the latter time shifting stats, Andrew Jarecki's 6-part television event about Robert Durst has thus far averaged 3.2 million weekly viewers. HBO became the latest cable network to nix same-day rating reports at the top of the year in response to more and more viewers opting for delayed viewing. The paid cable network soon will see its audience shift and likely grow even more when it launches its over-the-top streaming service HBO Now in April. The service will open up the network's roster of original programming as well as its film catalog to non-cable subscribers for the first time. David Duchovny is trying his own hands at a musical release with a new folk rock album called Hell or High Water. The release comes at a pretty good time for Duchovny's profile. Last month, he released his best-selling novel, Holy Cow, Modern Day Dairy Tale, and he'll be reviving the role of Agent Fox Mulder for his new 6-episode season of The X-Files that should begin production later this year. Adding musician to his resume now, Duchovny's new 12-song set is due out May 12th on Think Say Records. Duchovny said in a statement about the release, "Making this record is a dream come true, but I never had this dream. It's still a shock when I think about all this music happening. What I do know is that I feel these songs represent the truest expression that I've ever been able to achieve, and I look forward to sharing it with everyone." Duchovny spoke with USA Today about his music, explaining he began playing guitar several years ago and started writing his own songs after sitting in with Los Angeles singer-songwriter Keaton Simons. He said, "I'm lucky enough to be able to book some really great TV spots and get exposure that a normal new artist, which is what I guess I am in this field, wouldn't be able to get. These new songs are played with a band of musicians who play separately as Weather, and they plan to play some live shows but haven't yet booked the tour. He said, I'm learning what it's like to sing with a live band, how close to be on the mic, learning about singing, period. It's a journey of discovery for me. I hope that I get to discover certain things before the audience does, so it's not too painful. And finally, if Furious 7 becomes the year's first movie to gross $1 billion at the worldwide box office, foreign returns will be the driving force. And on Tuesday, one day before its debut in France, kicks off this weekend's 63-nation overseas rollout, it was hitting on all cylinders. Duncan Clark, the veteran distribution president who oversees the studio's wildest ever overseas rollout, told a Wrap on Tuesday, the adrenaline is definitely flowing. Clark was referring to his team because he could as easily been talking about global audiences. Tracking for Furious 7 has been very strong and steadily for weeks in all of the big foreign markets, just as it has in North America where it opens on Friday. He says this is the best and most anticipated film in a truly beloved franchise, and it is very much an event movie, and I think the numbers we're seeing reflect that. And then there's the emotional factor. Clark was, of course, talking about the electricity and passion running strong among fans of the Car and Criminals franchise due to the absence of Paul Walker, who died in a fiery car crash while filming Furious 7 in 2013. He said, there's a very sad dimension to that in that movie, but there is also a feeling of honoring Paul and his legacy, and I think the filmmakers and studios have done a fantastic job doing that. It makes me proud, and I think the fans are feeling that as well. The awareness level is huge for Furious 7, which picks up the action after the events of Tokyo Drift. That one was shot in Japan, and successive Fast and Furious films have featured settings like Brazil, London, and Abu Dhabi, where Furious 7 was filmed. So is the interest level, judging by advanced businesses at MovieTickets.com's foreign outpost, where sales are running roughly 2.5 times ahead of Fast and Furious 6 at a similar stage. There was a conscious effort by Universal to increase appeal among foreign moviegoers, similar to the way the studios have gone to a more ethnically varied cast, which has broadened its fan base domestically. It worked, with the last three films the highest grossing in the six-film franchise, which has taken in $2.4 billion at the global box office. Foreign audiences supply 70% of the $789 million global haul of Fast 6. The date is ideal with the high-octane action epic, offering a de facto start to the summer movie season, even though it's April. With rival studios steering clear, there's no major competition. The social media efforts of stars Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and others, it has 54 Facebook likes, has as much of more impact overseas as it does in the U.S. Its debut includes every major foreign market with the exception of Japan, Russia, and China, all of which comes later this month, and it will be roughly in 10,500 theaters worldwide. The number points to Furious 7 flirting with $1 billion. Fast and Furious 6 grossed $551 million internationally, an 18% increase of over the $420 million that Fast 5 managed abroad. If Furious 7 sees the same increase, and most analysts believe that's a conservative projection, it will come in at around $685 million, combined with the domestic total of $270 million, again based on the percentage gain of the previous film. It is at roughly $970 million, well within range of $1 billion. That Fast Furious 7 will take a serious run at becoming the 20th film in history to hit that standard, seem assure to exhibitor relations senior analyst Jeff Brock. He says, I think it's going to hit 300 million domestically, and I think it will do much better than the last one overseas. It's clear from what we've seen from the previous two films that this franchise hasn't hit its top speed yet. You add the Paul Walker factor into the mix, and it's right there. And that is your entertainment report for Wednesday, April 1st, 2015. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RayMelo. Or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio. Just search for the Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to our page. Have a great day, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.